Day 1. We head to Simpson Air a little early, and they take us. The flight over the mountains, it was really spectacular. There are some really dramatic scenery in there. Lots of eroded butte-type things, mountains, valleys, forest, some burned sections, and winding rivers. It was a bit smoky, and it's quite a long flight, a little bit cramped, but we got there. And skilled pilot, we avoided any sort of turbulence or bad sort of conditions. So then we start exploring Rabbit Kettle Lake. We have to do a portage down to the Nahanni, and the mushrooms are fantastic. We see a fairy ring and bear tooth and hawkwing and many, many, many other types of mushrooms. Big, big mushrooms. And we've arranged a walking tour of the hot springs for tomorrow morning. There is some smoke, but you don't really notice it to breathe it, just see it. There's a haze. But the lake is beautiful. Over and out. Day 2. We started our walk to Rabbit Kettle, the springs. This is a guided walk with a ranger. There's this nice little lake with the red chairs. It's a karst lake. It has nice color. Water is the same as the spring. Eventually we get to a river. There's this cool rowboat with a cable boat, and we shuttled across it. From there, it's a short walk to the springs. At the springs, you take your shoes off. It's very nicely terraced, very, very pretty. And at the top, there's this pool, deep, deep pool with water, calcium carbonate water. Really, really wild. I dunked my hair in it and drank a little bit. We get back and hang out at the dock. Apparently, the little fish will bite some of the skin off your toes. So we tried that for a bit, and then took a dip in the lake. We already did partial portage. One portage. And then we do a second one to get the rest of the stuff because we have a lot of stuff. There's a big crashing noise when I get down, but I didn't see anything. And no harm. So, boom, we're on the water.
I think this is kind of a first that nobody has the same model packraft.
Oh, so we can identify people by...
No one has the same model.
No one has the same color either.
They're all the same color. Coffee at the next sandbar.
We get to Hell Roaring Creek. What can I say? Hell Roaring Creek, it's not hell roaring, but the water is clear. And you can see that where it's mixing, there's clear water hitting muddy, silty Nahanni water. Today, it was really beautiful. Mountain peaks around us, water which is usually pretty fast.
The ever comfortable whitewater position.
Ever comfortable whitewater position. I won't be able to, at the end of the trip, I won't be able to get out of the whitewater position. I'll be like everywhere on the airplane, whitewater position. Go home.
Whitewater position.
I was boating along and then my raft just started to go to the right. Just get grabbed by the water to the right. And then to the right I saw this whirlpool or a hole or something.
Like that?
That's surprising.
What the shit was that?
So we made it to Last Chance Camp. That's like a 46-kilometer day. Pretty spot with water running by, sun. The haze makes for a really nice sunset. Today is Monday. Yesterday we went from Last Chance Camp to Virginia Falls. We got to a really nice spot, Oxbow Lake. It's cool because you've got this little passageway which you take and get into the Oxbow. There are butterflies, birds, ducks. You can see moose tracks and so forth too. Walked ashore and it just sucked the boot right off my foot. And I had to dig in there to get it. At the end of the Oxbow, there's a glorious camping spot. The distance from there to Virginia Falls is not that far, but it felt far. Plane lands as we're coming in. We have a nice 3 tent pads and a couple picnic tables. we took a guided tour of the falls. They're really amazing, powerful. The next day, we go up Sunblood Mountain. It's pretty much up, 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 up. It's nice. At the top, views all around, although it was a little bit smoky, so we didn't get to see too much. Well, Sloan, Glen, and me, we head down first. Get to the bottom, cross. Now I am walking the boardwalk doing my first portage. 2.2K or so each way. Got a second portage tomorrow. We can do it in 2. So we get going after a rainy night. Morning just consists of packing up and portaging stuff down to the base of the falls. The fourth canyon is quite pretty. I think some people call it Painted Canyon. We rather liked it. Instead of going left at the beginning, we sort of took it down the middle. I think it just depends on water levels. We have very low water levels. There are some big waves here and there. You can avoid them. Have to pay attention.
Ah, shit! I mean, shoot.
There's a big rock here or there, too. Chance Creek Camp. It's really nice. A huge alluvial fan, and up high you get to avoid all the terrible sand. So we like that. There's trees to do a bear hang. There's bear tracks. We definitely enjoyed this day. We spent time enjoying it. Our goal for today was to make it to the gate. All of a sudden, there was this wave train that just came out of nowhere at some sort of curvy part of the river. After we did it, Glen said, that was figure 8. So we did figure 8. And then somewhere there was some messy set of waves. Don't quite remember where it was. That was Wrigley's Whirlpool. And then finally, we're going as far left as we could because that's how you take tricky currents. So we slam right into tricky currents. That was fun. We did a pretty long day. We were debating whether we should just camp at some little off-the-map places we saw, but we decided we're going to go for the gate. The gate is a spectacular feature, incredible feature. The entire Nahanni is going through this small little spot. Steep walls on both sides, and there's the pulpit, just standing there, watching all the people who pass, all those who pass.
Audio diary for Thursday. We go up the gate hike, short hike, hour and a half return. Little creek crossing, lots of cliffy views, and really like that. We go through the gate and just amazing things, flat water, huge spiritual cliffs, incredible. And then we are in the third canyon with, just, wow. So, it doesn't take too long. We're going about 10 kilometers an hour without much effort. Not a lot of paddling, occasional paddling. If you look for rapids, there are some wave trains, if you look. Eventually though, well, we're at Painted Canyon, and we'll lead off tomorrow with that hike. Did a little bit of laundry, charged up the batteries, electrical batteries, hopefully my spiritual batteries as well. Day starts out exploring the Painted Canyon. We walk along, and before long the rocks are red, and a trip report we saw earlier said it's some sort of pollen. If you touch it, then it goes yellow if you make it wet, and it makes your boots go yellow too. Went past the canyon into the valley a little bit, and then came back. Enjoyed lunch and set off. So many big canyon walls.
Many, many lovely steep canyons by the side of the river. So Prairie Creek, we're supposed to be camping there. We didn't really see it. The fan is huge. And before that, the Deadman Valley. Wow. That is not what you expect, just this huge valley between these canyons. We go to the warden's cabin and then check out the historical paddles. People historically would carve a paddle and put it there. So many paddles, too many paddles. You can't find the old ones anymore. The warden's cabin and this cabin are connected by a trail. Used to be the little cabin would have its own water access, but that's sort of been getting washed out. So we had a thunderstorm. It just grazed us. We just had a few drops of water. And we get to the Dry Creek Valley, and we have a very nice campsite in the trees, and it's kind of hidden. We had to search for a while to find it. Interesting day. Interesting day ahead, too. Over and out. Today we walked up the Dry Canyon. Really cool. Big canyon and big sheer walls. Interesting look at the water-shaped canyon without water. It was fun hopping up over the rocks and wash and rocks and then wash and then a lot of debris, so then we stopped. Before long, we're running George's Riffle. When we go through First Canyon, that is spectacular. Huge walls, just breathtaking. Awesome place.
White spray spring coming out of the earth here. It's there we go. Karst formation filters it all out, and then it comes out of this side of this mountain. Rumored to be the cleanest water in the world.
Before long, we're at Lafferty's Canyon. There's two big groups here. We just pick a spot in the middle of the wash. It's not too bad. We walked along the water to see if we could find something a bit further downstream, but no. There were a lot of bear tracks though. Last night, the wind was unbelievable. I had a boulder holding the main stake on the windward side, and the boulder got moved by, the tent, took the boulder right off the peg. Everybody complained about lack of sleep or no sleep. Tough night with wind. And we decided to stay here because the weather forecast had 70-kilometer-hour wind gusts, and we didn't want to try to tackle that in Packrafts. So we took an easy day, layover day, and went up Lafferty Canyon, and it is a really cool canyon. Eventually you get to these pools. You find a creek, go up the creek, and there's some quartz and other fossils and so forth. But going up the creek, some very nice pools, and you can swim in them and just explore them. So we had some fun there. It's nice and cool in there during the hot day and not windy. Really, really great place. Came back to camp and watched some rock slides. Maybe tomorrow will be calm. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. On Monday, we were going to paddle from Lafferty's all the way to Last Chance Camp. So this is about 60 kilometers. We navigated Lafferty, and that was fun. And end up at Crouse Hot Springs. And the hot springs are really good. They're nice, warm, not super hot. And you could soak in there for a long time.
So you walk at the dot.
Bottom up or?
Put her marks on there.
Yes.
But from there, it's all business. We are determined to make it to Last Chance Camp. A lovely group of bison got really close. Something swimming across, and we see that this is a bear swimming across the river. Gets to the other side, runs away. We do make it to Last Chance Camp. The Nahanni.com group is over there too, and a bear comes over. You can't scare it away. That group decided to leave, and we decided to leave as well. An hour or so later, we find sort of sandy area, beach area, and we plop down our stuff there. There's like all sorts of signs of animals, like moose tracks and bear, and there's like bison tracks. There's everything here.